Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday the 23rd, and we're going to discuss something that may be a slightly sensitive subject. And I don't care whose feelings are hurt, because this is what this is about. We talk about what things that people do, stupid things, embarrassing things, and we just discuss things. So we're going to talk about this one. And I've witnessed this, and another blogger just talked about it on his page. So I've decided to tell you what I've witnessed. It's a sensitive subject, but it has to be addressed because it's happening more and more and more. And someone's going to say, well, how many times did you possibly have seen it? I have been over 20 cruises, all right? I was taking 3 to 4 cruises a year. I've been cruising for about 21 years, okay? I mean, I've done more than 20 cruises. If I sit here and go to Shipmates, I could tell you exactly and name the dates, times, and when I went and what ship I went on. Otherwise, I could. But I've seen this many times where parents get a little too intoxicated. They're having a good time. They get a drink package, they get on the ship, and they start having a good time. You know, the kids, depending on the ages, I guess, the kids, oh great, mom and dad's drinking. Well, they go find some new friends and they hang out with them, if there are kids on the ship their age. Now, certain times of the year, people do bring their children. One time, a captain says, we have amazingly 100 children on this cruise ship. Now, this was in late September and was out of Baltimore. This was the biggest that's bothered me ever since I ever saw it. And it's kind of really before drink packages, but it really didn't matter because kids went for free. So the ship was not full. So when they released that magic thing, it filled up. People were bringing their children, and they were having a good time. Some people brought an adult to share the room with their children. So, right, all the adult had to do was pay their way, and they got to go, hey, just watch the kids when, well, was that really fair? Did they really get a free cruise? Or how it worked out? No, it wasn't fair. And no, they didn't really get a free cruise. They had to work for it. But these people were getting drunk, falling down, getting hurt. Kids watching their parents. They're trying to get their kids' attention. Their kids are, the kids are just running amok, doing whatever they want. But But besides that, this is what really hurt, was when parents would literally be at the bar with their teenage kids sitting, because technically they can't sit at the bar, but they can stand next to their parent, and they're drinking and their voice is slurred and they can't stand up straight. And then they go back to the room and you happen to be going in the same direction, and they're like going from side to side in the hallway, and they got drinks in their hands. What do you think? I mean, yes, they can have a good time, but as a parent, I would never, ever do that. Okay. But what I've seen next, I've seen quite a bit. Some, I actually seen the whole act, where they think they've got into a safe area where there's no cameras. Cameras are everywhere. Maybe not 21 years ago or when this particular cruise happened. And I've seen this gentleman do it a lot. I don't know what has become of him, but he would hand a drink to his son. Okay, hand a drink. And then I actually walked past him while the son was taking a sip, and the father is drinking his drink. So, and I saw this, I told my husband, he says, well, maybe the boy just wanted a sip. Okay, not a problem. But I've seen him do it several times. And I've seen it on more than one ship. Now, this blogger, he didn't actually see that act, but he saw all the other acts that the father was doing. And basically, why else would the 15-year-old be with his father at last call in the bar? Was probably waiting for his drink. But how do you discuss this when people take it so sensitive? Oh, I'm minding your business. Well, yeah, but I'm also minding my business because you're on my ship and you're doing something you really shouldn't be doing. And also starting a very, very bad habit. But yes, I brought my kids on a cruise ship. And the only time that I ever gave them a drink, if they entered on that cruise ship at 20 years of age and turned 21, because I'm good at taking my kids on birthday cruises, and turning 21, I get them a drink. Now, one guy, the gentleman looked at me because he had my son's sea pass. He says, wait a minute. So my son pulled out his driver's license to prove he had turned 21 that day. He gave him the drink, and then he says, you need to go get that fixed. So because there's something in the sea pass that lets them know that he's not 21. So he goes and get a new sea pass with the updated birth information, and he was fine the rest of the cruise. Now, he always takes 10-day cruise. There's like 3 days in. But that's okay, too. That, I think, is okay. Now, yes, if, I know I have friends and stuff that bothered me a bit, but they're at the, out at a cookout or at my farm or have a pig roast, and they give their kid, here, have a sip. I used to just like, what? And they're going, oh, my parents just gave me, didn't hurt me. And these are my friends. So I've had this conversation with them. I was like, yeah, we see. But, it's, I don't know. I mean, what do you do when you know that there's a parent giving the child alcohol? And they'll take this stuff back to their cabin with their kid, I'm assuming. But these people were so drunk they couldn't walk. They were slurred language. And that's when I'm thinking that the bartender should not have given anyone that meets that requirement a drink, especially two, okay? This is still going on today. And that's my biggest complaint. Parents getting too drunk that your 15-year-old has to walk you back to the room, regardless if they're actually drinking that drink, okay? Regardless. Yeah. If they're both for you, you shouldn't have never hand it to that person, because just him holding it is a violation in many forms it could be, But yes, another blogger had just witnessed this, and their, internal fight. Should we discuss this? Should we bring this up? Is this crossing the line? And, I've had that same feeling when I've been blogging or doing reviews on ships for years that, well, should I? Shouldn't I? But now that I think about it, I see it more and more and more. And bring your kid on to be a kid and enjoy the cruises and the ports and the food and the freedom to meet people and have a good time. Don't make them grow up any sooner than they have to. Get them a specialty drink, like shakes and stuff card or something, because you know what? Those are not included. Specialty coffees, things like that. But please don't be giving your children alcohol. But if you've had that much to drink that you can't talk and walk clearly, the bartenders should not be, last call, I don't care, you're on a ship, right? Should be giving them any alcohol, because that's dangerous. In this day and age, it's dangerous with everything that's been happening in cruise ships, people fighting because they're drunk, people falling off cruise ships because they're drunk. I don't drink like that, and my husband doesn't drink like that. And my son, who's is autistic, high functioning, walk and talk and order his meals. Yeah, you gotta coach him and getting dressed and all that other stuff. But he looks like me and you until you start having a full-fledged conversation. But also, he's allowed to enjoy being a 23-year-old man. He knows he can have a drink a day. That's right. Because I want him to experience life as he should, but be responsible. Be responsible. So what do you do if you see a parent giving alcohol? That's the question.